What's happening, guys? Hey, I want to talk about this executor position and how you get into this position properly. Now, I know I've done other videos and they've been very exciting to a lot of people when it comes to the executor. But if you line up the things properly, start at step one and work your way into being the executor instead of just getting a document and doing this document thinking that you become the executor automatically. And it's really not true. The very most important thing about being the executor is knowing how to walk like the executor, talk like the executor, act like the executor in every instance. In your life, when you become the executor, you really should know how to do those things. Now, it seems that people get in trouble, they get into a position, and they rush and rush and rush, and then they muck stuff up. Now, if you start from the beginning, and I've designed a course in the past, and I've updated that, and I've revised that today. Now, what's happening is, there's three discs now, basically how to get yourself into becoming alive and working your way to being the executor, if you can see what I'm saying. Now, some of the things that are missing is updating the system of what your address is very, very important. Because when you get into a situation, now you can get into a situation with a damn bicycle and not have the right amount of light on it, like my buddy out in California. And he had a light, he had reflectors. It just wasn't good enough. The light had to shine 20 feet, the officer said. So, here's a guy, he's riding a bike. He doesn't have much money. Hell of a nice guy, but as soon as the police see him, they're like, he's in trouble. Well, it set his life on its ear for 3 months. This man was worried out of his skin. The officers are very threatening. And if you don't know how to act and you don't know what to do and you're giving in, they're going to pulverize you even more. So, this gentleman wanted to know every detail he could know. He didn't just want to be the executor. He started at the beginning and he learned everything that I had. So that's what I'm trying to stress today, is there isn't just a document you fill out and bam, you're the executor. I mean, not in reality. If you learn and understand and you walk through these steps that get you into that position, starting at step one, disc one, you change your address, you notify the court. Even now, you don't have a court case. You can notify the IRS and you can notify the court right now without any issues whatsoever. You can do this step-by-step process that's approximately 10 steps, and you can put this into a court case at the end. And if you do this ahead of time and these court cases happen, you can have your court case just disappear. Now it may take three to 6 months, because sometimes the courts only do those types of things once every quarter. So you can't just do documents and think that the documents are doing it. It's you that's doing it. It's you that might not do it. If nothing's happening, you're doing the same old thing every day, and nothing's changing. It's because you didn't change. If you've seen any of my other videos, you can understand that you have to create the position. You have to put the energy into it. And I've done this most of my life, and I corrected me. So I have a 3 CD set that walks you through step by step with videos and with necessary documents, and my phone number that you can ask questions and set up an appointment. each time that you need to talk to me, all that's included. So, you set up an appointment with me during the day, and then at night when it's calm and there's nothing going on, you can get the amount of time you deserve. You know, and lately in the past, men and women have been getting my packets, and then they don't call me. They don't still have it together. They won't take that energy. I don't know if it's something in their brain, or they're not getting the right vitamins or something like that, or they're just not thinking. I'm not really sure what it is. But you should take advantage of the time and set up in a schedule. And really, it's just being responsible to the fullest is what it really amounts to, is being responsible to the fullest. When you're responsible to the fullest, and you've done these actions, you've done this step by step, and you've thought about it, that, and then you're sleeping on it. It's in your heart, your soul, and your mind. And then you do it. You use your hand and your brain and your mouth, in some cases, to assert the position, and everyone will know who you are. They'll know you have it together. You have your ducks in a row. So it's a great thing. It's taken me approximately 34 years to put this together the way this is put together. And there's been a lot of people that's contributed to this. And I've learned as I went how things really should be, and how you should update yourself, and always try to correct yourself, and always think about what you're doing, and have a plan to succeed. Now, if you're that type of person and you want to turn into the executor, which is the highest position on the planet, and I can't say that things will go your way every time you do something. If you're not belligerent and you're not self-centered and you manage your affairs, you'll soon not have any problems. And I've had people email me time and time again saying they still need my help, and I call them and they don't answer. I email them and they don't call me. You have to put forth effort. You have to get yourself out there, and you have to get it going, and you have to right all of these wrongs, and you have to be the administrator of your estate, or the system will administrate you for you. I know that sounds funny, but that's all they really are, is administrators. And all they're really trying to do is help us. I know there's crazy stuff that they do, and there's all these different administrations. There's 3,500 administrations. Everybody can't be responsible for everybody. Some of them do dumb moves, and people, it's just the fact that men and women let officers administrate them, and they get caught in those positions, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in those positions. You should think ahead. You shouldn't be out riding around a neighborhood at 2 o'clock in the morning. It just doesn't make any sense. They're gonna see you, and they're gonna know you're not the executor. You're not administrating yourself. You should be doing other things and to be responsible. So, everybody has their ideas and their ways of thinking. But after many trial and errors, I've came up with these positions that are on these CDs. Now, they're basically fill-in documents that you need to read, and you need to understand who you are. And if you can understand who you are, you can work yourself into a position. There's a goal here. And my goal can be your goal. If you can understand what I have put together, basically in the last step of these 9 or 10 steps is becoming the executor or the executrix if you're a woman. So, people that call me up and they're panicking, and they're under pressure, and they're desperate, and they want to do these things, and they make me have a meltdown because I don't want to injure anybody. Someone calls me up and they're not thinking correctly, it'll make me have a meltdown because I don't want to do it the emergency way. I don't want to do it the way where you're taking risks. I don't want to take risks with people's lives. So it's been set down in such a way on these CDs for me and you to walk through this hand in hand, if that's what it takes, every day. then that's what I'll do. So if you really have came to the realization that things are like all messed up and backwards, that's true. And if you're messed up and backwards, then that makes it even worse. If you don't know what to do and you're just doing whatever random things that anybody might give you or something that you may find, and you didn't do a full complete research. It took me 25 years to pretty much do research on things that I needed to know. I'm at this 34 years now. So, take it from someone that has the experience, that's seen it, done it, and lived it, and seen everybody else live it, and all of their experience and all their failures and all their successes are all woven within these CDs. And there's so many things I can't put it all on here, or I just didn't remember what it was. Now, when you set up an appointment and you're going to become the executor and you walk through this step by step, there'll be little nuggets that I'll be telling you in other documents that will contribute to your success or to mold you into who you want to be, the executor. Now, this is being the executor if you're alive, so please don't make a mistake thinking that you're going to take this into probate and probate's going to listen to you, because they're not. They want to be pirates, and they want 20 or 30% of the assets of the person that's deceased. Well, you're going to become a non-decedent. You're going to have an assumed name, and you're going to have it on the record that any court or officer or anyone can do a search in 5 minutes and find out who you are. They can find out if you hold certain status or not, or if you've put in certain documents, that you put everything in order like you should put in order, and that you understand that there's agencies that you need to send things to notify them who you are and what your status is and what you're all about. And I don't want to say that's simple, because most people that call me get things backwards. They don't have the beginning process. They don't have that piece of puzzle that's missing. Everybody wants that silver bullet, so to speak. And that's fine. But if you haven't went to kindergarten and first grade and second grade and third grade and fourth grade, why are you at 12th grade? Why are you doing things that, unless you've been in this most of your life, you shouldn't be doing it? My stuff is not about bonds. It's not about UCC1s. It's not about any of that type of stuff. And if you dabble in that without having the proper credentials and education, you'll have a big problem. So if you want to become the executor and ward off most anything that may come your way, especially with children involved, that's a very deep subject. But if you get this in order, you get your children in order also. You get yourself in such a position of responsibility that almost no one can deny you your right of ruling your life. Now, that's what it is when you're getting stopped. When you're getting these simple issues that should by all means be avoided. All these traffic stops, people should be more than careful when it comes to a traffic stop. 5 miles an hour over can cause you to lose control in certain situations. If the road doesn't call to be going that fast and you're not fully paying attention, there's a greater chance of some kind of loss or injury. You have to understand, they're trying to do their job, but if you stand out and you're not controlling everything in your life and you're not watching out, you're going to get these dumb tickets that can ruin your life. And I've seen people get these tickets that are, truck drivers and in positions like that as soon as you make a mistake, it can cost you your whole livelihood. It can cost you your family, because everyone will get mad because you can't make money to support everyone, and then it festers on and on and on from that type of thing. You get a ticket, driving is your livelihood. Now the wife hates you, the kids hate you, you can't buy the things they need, you can't support yourself, and so on. You can't defend yourself when something comes to your mailbox. If you don't answer that mailbox and you don't have responsibility, or you don't have someone there answering it, you're going to get yourself into a bad situation with failure to appear, or you didn't answer a notice that got put in the mailbox. This is an overall thing that protects you. And yes, it gets you a do not detain. And yes, they can still detain you. It's crazy. Do they always do the right thing? No, they don't. I can't tell you why somebody up in Minnesota got stopped and they got a do not detain. There's how many police departments in the country. But overall, you have a better chance of success and not being the bad guy if you've done your documents and you've put your positions in, you've exerted every position you can exert according to the plan. And it's much better when you have a do not detain, you get stopped. They're more apt to just let you go. But as you work yourself into this executor position, hell, you can keep your documents above your visor. You can go down to the recorder's office where they record the property, and you can record all of your paperwork. You can notify the agencies that you live, the place you live in, and the places that you visit in the record. And they'll notify all the officers, and your position will even be stronger. Now, if something happens that you ended up in court or you ended up in certain positions, you can exert this paperwork, and this paperwork will say it all for you. So understand that this is well thought out. And anybody that jumps into or has a situation, and you jump into a situation because you're desperate and you do these things over and over and over, or you just put in one document and you're messing with these people, I don't want to say you're wasting your time, but you have less chance of success, because the executor is the highest position. Executor or executrix for a woman is the highest position on the planet. Yes, bunches of people, a lot of people have put in these executor or executrix documents, and their case has went away. They didn't want to see them in there. They had the document squashed the court. It's written in blue. It's on 8.5 by 14 paper. It has all the earmarks that you know what you're doing. You did full research. You had full understanding. You started clear back, and you changed your address properly, so you can't get any of those letters at another address and then have a warrant issued for you. You avoid that right off the bat. You started out. There's a process that runs you through approximately 10 steps. And you can find out even information that they have on you through an information request that's free. It takes one phone call. So you work your way up to becoming the executor fully and completely. Not on the whim, not in an emergency, not when you're desperate. Do it when you don't have any issues going on. And then if something happens, then you're covered. That's about what I have for you for today. I hope that you enjoyed this, and that you understand that I've updated my becoming alive process that's what this is. And at the end result, at the end, is you turn into the executor or the executrix, and you have the most powerful position in the world. So we'll see you.